Hey everybody, Superfly Gaming back for another episode of Spiffos School. In this one we're going to be covering the hammer and extensions, the other hammers as well. Although the hammer is relatively effective when taking on a couple of zombies and close encounters like this with only two of them, it can become bothersome when encountering a number of zombies as are approaching me from the left. Now, it's not so much the fact that the weapon is necessarily low damage, it's just the kind of circumstances that you'll get yourself into quite easily. The hammer's most effective use in the game is of course for crafting. Those of you who have any carpentry skill or have started to build and construct things know how essential the hammer is at pretty much doing anything, from putting up regular walls for a base, to barriers around your base such as the log wall, other furniture items such as rain collection barrels and crates, for example. It is an absolutely essential tool when playing that kind of long game and setting up a base where you want to live and survive for a long time. It is also important to remember that when you have the hammer, you only really need to use it when you're doing stuff like that. I wouldn't recommend having any other types of hammer. There's no real benefit to it. They all provide the same function, apart from the stone hammer, which I'll cover shortly. But if you have it, you can pretty much set up a base with just the raw materials of planks and nails, for example. It's not too hard to find the hammer either. You can usually find it in wardrobes. You can sometimes find it in car boots and other vehicles. Occasionally some zombies may have it on them as well. And pretty much it's going to be easy to find if you look in a garden shed. That's probably the most common place you're going to find it. You can craft a stone hammer. However, one of the disadvantages of it compared to the regular hammer is the fact that over time the condition of the stone hammer will decrease. So what I'm doing here in the video is just creating a subsequent log wall in quick succession. I'm using the debug mode to do this, of course, to demonstrate. But as you can see, look, when I look at the actual status now of the hammer, it's lost a lot of its condition. So if you are makeshift creating a hammer out in the woods, bear this in mind. So we'll jump straight into the hammer here. Again, I won't go into too much detail as we have been in the past. Range 0.61 to 1 tiles, damage 0.5 to 1, so it's moderate damage. Doesn't really damage doors. Crafting is probably the most extensive use of this Wikipedia page that you're going to find. One of the reasons why is because you can see what can be created using these items. So you've got a hammer, stone hammer, ball peen hammer. As I said in the video, all the hammers are pretty much the same. There is some minor differences between them, but to be honest, when you're using them, you're not really going to notice difference. You'll need the hammer pretty much to do most crafting objectives, so barricading, making fences, crates, etc. and furniture in general. It is quite a useful weapon as a tool as well, so make sure you just keep the hammer on you at all times, especially if you're making sheet ropes and you're looting high-rise buildings. You'll always need a hammer with you. As you can see, here are some of the objects that you can use with the hammer. So yeah, that pretty much covers it, guys. Thanks very much for watching another episode of Spiffos School. Thanks for watching any other video if you've seen one before. Please stay tuned. I intend to keep making these school videos. Remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.